Sports app. So the Daniel Jones era is off to a great start for the Giants. The 6th overall draft pick led his team on an 18-point comeback and passed for 336 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jones rushed for 2 touchdowns as well. Looked good doing it. The comeback was also made without Saquon Barkley, who left the game in the second quarter due to an ankle injury. So, Shannon, did this prove that everyone was wrong about Daniel?
No, hell no. I'm not jumping to a conclusion after one game against a bad team. Tampa's terrible. They got one win, but Tampa is a terrible football team, so I'm not jumping to conclusions. Daniel Jones had one game in his college career like this, which you passed for 300 yards, had 2 touchdowns passing, and 2 touchdowns rushing. So, no, I'm not jumping to conclusions. Let's just see. I'm going to hold off, but let me tell you what I will do once they get tape on him. Because everybody, oh, look at what he did in the preseason. This is what I'm telling you about the preseason from a guy that played in the preseason a lot. The offense and defense are very vanilla. Because I'm not going to try to show you anything. I'm not trying to give you any secrets where you can pick up on any tendencies of something that I might run against someone in the regular season, Skip. So moving forward, they have tape on Daniel Jones. He's a little bit more athletic than maybe they gave him credit for. That last, it looked like they were playing 22-man, which was a across-the-board man, 2-deep coverage. He hit a crease, nobody's there. Now,
the ocean opened.
We must be careful when we run this coverage because that's a coverage you run against Eli Manning because Eli Manning isn't going anywhere. That's a coverage you run against skilled guys that are not mobile. You can run that coverage. But you would never run that coverage against Kyler Murray. You never run that. Lamar Jackson would rush for 3,000 yards in a game if you ran that coverage against him. So, no, I'm not jumping to conclusion. He had a big game. Do I believe Eli Manning could have done this? Absolutely not. Because a lot of the time the pressure came, he was able to get out of harm's way with his legs. And his arm looked like it's more livelier than what Eli's arm is at this juncture of Eli's career.
Agreed.
So they made the right decision, but I'm not going to just like, oh, yeah, they got their guy. That's the guy right there. No, I'm not ready to do that just yet, Skip.
Nor am I. But I am ready to say congratulations on a tremendous, spectacular opening performance of your career because he lost Saquon in the second quarter.
Yes.
He lost him. So he didn't have the guy you call the best running back in football. And that Shaq Barrett, he can run. That's one guy who can bring it.
He can rush the quarterback,
He can really, because doesn't he lead the league now in sacks? I'm sure he does.
Because he was he was with the Broncos and couldn't get on the field because he was playing behind Vaughn and Chubb.
All right. So I'm not ready to be sold because I think that Daniel Jones fell into the perfect spot. You talk about expectations, dooming players, dooming teams. He actually had no expectations.
Zero.
He went from a way too high pick in everybody's estimation to we expect nothing of him because he's not very good.
Right.
Again, I'll just tell you what I saw. I watched 2 Duke games last year because I was watching the other team. And he just didn't leap to me. He didn't jump off my screen. And I know his record was 17-19 at Duke, but I didn't. Usually you can see a kid has some potential to play in the league because of the way he moves, because of his velocity. I just saw your basic 7th-round choice who might make it as a backup one day in the league. And again, I'm going to give you this. He measured 6'5" and an 8, so he's taller than you think. He's 221, and he ran a 4.8 40 at the combine. Well, at that height, the 4.8's pretty good.
Well, Skip, he got all the measurables. 6'5", 220, knowing that he's that age, he can put weight on, so he'll end up being around 240. He's prototypical for a drop-back passer.
And he can move enough to get out of harm's way.
Yes.
And he's got a nice arm. I do not think he's got a cannon, but he's got a nice arm.
Right.
And yet, so far, he fell into a situation where his coaching staff is doing everything in its power to make him succeed because if he doesn't, they don't.
Right.
Because they all, Shermer and Gettleman, the GM, they put all their eggs in his basket. And if he busts, they bust. They're gone. So they're going to prop him up in every way they can. And they've done a really nice job of putting him in the perfect position to succeed at this stage of his career. So I give you all of that. But I'm also going to remind you, he lost 3 fumbles in the preseason. He was in for 4 snaps against my Cowboys in the opener and lost another one. And yesterday, 3 more fumbles. So ball security, and you know that market. You know how hard it is. All of a sudden, everything's going to swing from we despise you because we despise Shermer and Gettleman for picking you.
Right.
But you're a nice guy, and now you're the toast of the town,
Yep,
right?
yep.
Well, let's see how he can handle that. He seems like a great kid. He's been able to shrug off all the criticism so far, the Baker Mayfield shot so far. Let's see what happens when, as you say, people game plan and he has an off game, because he will have an off game because they're not good enough to back him up when they start playing better competition. That's what's going to happen.
Skip, we were a shank away from probably not even doing this story. I mean, Tampa did everything they could to
Just missed it from 34 yards.
Right.
Bruce Arians.
Bruce Arians, I mean, he was better.
He took a delay to push him back 5 yards because he thought he'd be a little better, a little farther from the uprights. I don't know. Sometimes you can get so close that it's like a weird angle, and the distance get cut down. You know, the opening. You know what? Smaller.
I passed up this dunk because I wanted the guy to shoot the 3-point. You want a Shaq dunk or you want a Steph Curry 3-point shot? Steph is the greatest long-range shooter, Skip, there is. But I'm taking the Shaq dunk. Skip, take the basically chip shot. I mean, you can push the guy back for what?
I don't know, because it's more of an extra point length now. I don't know.
I was like,
and he right on schedule. He just flat leaves it right.
Yes.
It wasn't even a shank. He just missed it right to me. And yet Jameis had thrown a horrendous interception earlier that kept the door open.
Yeah.
And then Jameis finally hit Mike Evans with a deep ball that I thought Jameis could have put a little more air underneath because he had a step on your man Jack Rabbit.
Man, they've been killing Jack Rabbit lately, man.
They're killing him.
They're killing Jack Rabbit.
He lost his handcuffs.
Jack Rabbit's about to go extinct.
Yeah. I think he was messing with the handcuffs and he accidentally locked his own wrist.
He got him.
I don't know what happened.
Skip, yeah. They've been doing the number on Jack Rabbit lately.
Yep. But I got to give Daniel Jones this, because if you look at the history of the Giants, when they're down 18 or more points, that they hadn't come back since 1949. It was 58 straight games. So he did that.
Right.
He came from 18 down at Tampa.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I mean,
right?
Skip, to do it on the road. Yeah. I think that was the most impressive thing about 18 is obviously is a lot of points. Yeah. But to do it on the road in a hostile environment, I don't know if it was hostile. I mean, Tampa. Yeah, but it's not like it's not like this the 0-2 Bucks that he was going up against, and the crowd is going rockers. But look, give him credit. Skip, they won the game. Yeah. He played well in a win. But
remember, in the second half, he threw for 303 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And Eli had never done that in his career in a half. So what a start. But you know what happens? Remember Cam's first 2 games when he threw 400 plus? Mm-hmm. Well, now this poor kid might have just set his bar way too high.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep. I mean, the only guy that can, set a bar high and maintain that thing is my homeboy.
Really?
Yeah. You remember the last game in Denver?
Huh.
He went for like 280. Yeah. And then he just came out next year and picked right away and left out this year.
Really?
The only one.
That's my homeboy.
It works around here.
Yeah, Dak Prescott set the bar so high. The first year he went 13-3, and he just keeps living.
Dak can't hold a candle.
He just keeps moving that bar up.
Dak can't hold a candle to my homeboy, Skip.
Who has the better record over the last 13 games? Homeboy or my guy? I think my guy does. Sorry.
What's my guy's record? My guy's 1, 12-4, 13. My guy's 16-4. Can I interest you in that in 20 games?
Can I interest you in the last 13, 11-2 for Dak Prescott? Huh.
I love how you just casually bring up Mahomes. Go on a whole different tangent about Dak, but we're obviously talking about the Cowboys.
You like MVP? Can you go ahead and say MVP?
Yeah, I'll give you MVPs. Can you say Lombardi?
Oh, he'll have that too.
Lombardi.
Oh, he'll have both of them. Okay. He'll have both of them.
Both of them?
Both.
Really?
Both.
I thought you picked the Eagles. No?
No, I got my homeboy.
To win the championship?
I think I got my homeboy.
You got them both? You think?
I think you do too.
I think
you kind of waver from Monday to Monday. Sometimes you pick the Eagles, sometimes you pick the Chiefs.
I got the Eagles to represent the NFC.
Okay.
I know I got my homeboy coming out the AFC. That's a done deal.
Really?
That's a done deal.
And they're going to win it all?
All.
Done deal?
All tomorrow.
You know, that team up in Foxborough, they still look pretty good to me.
Still look good.
Right?
They look all
right. The Cowboys are 3-0, and that's the way to start, Skip. They're looking good. Are they for real? How about we do the overrated, underrated thing with Antonio Cromartie with us?
Here we go.